Hey, I'm about to sit down with Kurt with Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls. We've got some big changes in their lineup. Two big changes in particular are about their bugle tubes. They've done something super innovative that I haven't seen done before. Kurt's going to break it down here shortly and see what is so new and innovative about these new calls. Speaking of diaphragm calls, we grabbed a few of our top sellers. I figured I'd compare those against some of your top sellers, see if they're in the same boat. Let's start with the Mellow Mama. This one has been consistently just an awesome seller for us. Do you see the similar thing on your end of sales? And if so, why?
Well, when we're talking about a diaphragm that somebody buys that they are buying specifically to cow call, replicate cow-calf communication, that is our number one seller, and it has been from the beginning of time. We build that call specifically for that. Now, there are guys out there that can bugle with that call and they use it to bugle, but we don't try to pull any punches on how we market it or sell it. You can see on the packaging, it's designed to make cow calls.
Sure.
And it is our number one selling cow call diaphragm we build.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think, and I hear our guys on the phone all the time, they call in, guys need a cow call, Mellow Mama. That's usually the number one recommendation. So it's good to hear.
Yep,
it's good to hear it from your end as well. Next one, Black Magic. Can you speak to the Black Magic a little bit?
Absolutely. That's our flagship call in that GTP frame, that golden tone top that you've got there. We make 3 calls in that series with that frame. That Black Magic is the most forgiving diaphragm that I think we've ever made. That's my go-to call when I hunt. I can do all kinds of bugles on that call, aggressive to just a squeaky spike sound of a bull to nice sweet cow calls. It's made with our thinner latex and not some of the heavier stuff. So you have to be mindful of that. You don't want to overblow that call, but in that series, that is our number one seller in that GTP line.
Awesome. And then last is the Raging Bull.
Yeah, that's the one that started it all. That call is the original pallet plate diaphragm that Rocky Jacobson, the founder of our company, started clear back in 1994 and got a patent with that. That's the original one. And it is still to this day, top 2 selling diaphragm for us. Number 1, number 2, depending on what year it is. It's the original one.
How much of that being number 1 has to do with kind of the legacy and Rocky's name behind it versus the actual performance of it, or does it kind of go hand in hand?
His reputation as a call builder, has some serious validity in that. And the other part is when it was the first diaphragm ever built, and many have copied and come up with their own version of domes and plates and all of that. Kudos to them. That's a good thing. It shows that Rocky did something right when he created it. But it's the first diaphragm that anyone that used a diaphragm to elk call with would have had an opportunity to put in their mouth and understand what that dome does. And it allows you to put the call further forward in your mouth. You don't put it in the back. You don't gag on it. An elk caller, when they use a diaphragm, the technique is different than, say, a turkey caller, where diaphragms would have originated even a generation or 2 before the elk call diaphragm. And what's different is when you engage a diaphragm to make elk sounds, you put your tongue against the latex, and outside of the chuckling sequence, your tongue never leaves the latex. Well, with turkey callers, your tongue is on and off and engaged at different pressures all the time, whether you're yelping or cackling or cutting. It's all in and out and in and out. With an elk call, there's a consistent contact. That dome and the way that seats in your mouth, it all just comes together as a usable utility type of an item that just creates a better, more usable elk call when you're creating those higher frequencies with high air pressure.